Good morning, NASDAQ and Bitcoin true seekers. So I'm incredibly late getting started this morning. Sorry, I had some hang-ups this morning. Could not quite get on as early as I wanted to, but um, Robert might actually be already done his trading day in his sleep after scoring a quick 100K profit. So he usually actually just quits after he's made 100K, and since it's a few minutes after open, he's probably already done for the day. So let's just check some stuff out. We'll kind of go old school. We'll see if Robert shows up. Uh, but we'll just go old school and let's look at some stuff. So maybe a little bit more crypto centric this morning. We'll definitely check out the NASDAQ now that it's open and see what's going on. As always, BitcoinDailyView.com. A lot of things that I mentioned here are linked to there. Looking at the is the market open? Come on now, it's 6:30. Okay, we're looking at a NASDAQ opens in the green so far, but it's 0.17 down. The Dow is 0.4 down. S&P 500 is 0.34 down. Russell 2000 is 4.7 no 0.47 down. So in general, we're not seeing an open which is really super green, but not quite negative yet either. My God, Bitcoin trading volume is up 94% last 24 hours at 10.1 billion. So that's not really a high volume, but it's a high increase. And it is a bit of a higher volume than usual. Above 5 or 6 billion, some pretty high volume. So we'll check out Bitcoin and see what it's doing. It definitely took off like a rocket ship to Pluto this morning. We'll see if this will render for us. I don't see it happening. Come on now. Nope, it's not going to render. That's okay. We'll just kill it. Looking at BitMEX here for longs versus shorts, 60% long, 39% short on Binance, where the big money is. For Bitcoin, a lot of optimism for Ethereum as well. Exchanges, top 20 exchanges for all spot trading are really not in the green yet, but they'll probably get there today. Looking at Bitcoin in the top 100, most of the top 100 are still in the red. I like to see this. This is very, very interesting. It makes me happy. Is Beam out of the top 100 here? Beam is up 5.3%. That's my favorite privacy coin. Interesting to see that up. I like that. Anyway, Bitcoin coming in at just above 60,000 this morning, 60,742. Looking at the NASDAQ right now, the NQ. Looking at NASDAQ futures. Let's go to the 15. Actually, let's go to the 30-minute and see what's going on here. 30 minutes. 30 minutes right now is still, we have the 5 crossing below the 8. So we're seeing some dump this morning. In general, the market is opening. Looking at the 30-minute, we're seeing definitely a bit of a downwards motion here. Let's look at 5 minutes. 5 minutes looking like it's dump time as well. A lot of volume in this dump too. You can see it's a wide candle. Looking at the 2-minute, bunk, 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 2-minute. Yeah, you can definitely see a lot of velocity towards the downside here. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, you can really see it on the 2-minute. So 2-minute definitely is a shorter's paradise this morning. Are we going to see a bounce? I don't know. Yesterday I lost some money thinking that we were on a bounce now and then. And it did not happen. Robert got some shorts in, made a fortune. He's doing quite well. Here in the 2-minute, we just had the 5 moving average cross under the 8, and we're definitely like just not looking too hot right now. Let's look at the 15-second chart. Or we are looking hot. Depends on what you're doing, if you're longing or shorting. So anyway, as you can see here in the 15-second, we crossed negative a little while ago. And now it's all about, are we going to see a bounce from there? Looking at the 15-second chart, if I was a betting man, I don't know. We're seeing the tangent. Now the tangent wanted to cross positive. Nope. You know what? I think we're going to see a day like yesterday where there'll be some relief rallies, but we are really looking at so far. It's just like, this is an insane. You'd have to have a speed mouse and get in and out. This is a tough day. So far, we'll see how it rolls. Looking at Top Step X here, let me log in. And I wanted to actually point something out because I totally screwed myself over a while ago. And let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, on Top Step X, right? We all love Top Step X, and I kind of made the most terrible mistake the other day, or everyone's done it. But one of the things to put a little sticky up, like put a sticky on your monitor, just so you always think about these things, is where are you at? Are you in your practice, or are you in your combine? If you want to be in your practice, well, that's totally fine, right? But if you want to be in your combine, if you're looking to get that, real funded account, then you need to make sure you're there once in a while. Just make it a little point, put a sticky up, and go. Am I in the combine, or am I in the right combine? If you have a couple, or am I in a cash account? Because I had some extraordinary trading days recently, but they were all on the test account when I on a practice when I did not mean to be there. So it is a dumbass mistake that can, make or cost you a lot. And I definitely, kind of screwed that one up pretty good. So one to think about, are you in your practice, or are you in your combine, or the combine that you want, or are you in cash? You know what I mean? Cash account. So just things to think about. Looking at where we're going right now, this morning, it's a dumpy morning on the NASDAQ. I'm looking at, 2-minute chart here because it's so choppy. That's probably the same place to be. I'm going to look at these. I don't have my little legend pulled up, so I'll look at it here. But where we headed here, that's the blue line, yesterday's value area low. So we're heading towards yesterday's value area low. And then other than that, yesterday's low is below that. And then this line here is weekly kickoff low. So anyway, I wonder if we will see yesterday's value area low. Could be a bounce spot. And as you can see here, we definitely are, we kind of wicked almost to it. We're below the VWAP right now. Well, let's see what happens. I have a sneaking suspicion if we don't get some energons today in the market, what we might see, I'm just kind of guessing, it's kind of continuation of yesterday. So there's like the settlement right here. Then like the last week's low is here. And like yesterday's value area high is here. So it kind of makes me wonder if we might see one of those days where we just sort of like, kind of do something like this, and maybe even more to the downside. We'll see what actually happens. But I'm, not going to try too hard to get that bounce today because that really kind of screwed me up yesterday. Bad habit. Robert was right on the money with the short. So this is a good day to practice, that shorting. Looking at the order book here this morning, a mix of green and red. Gosh, 43 are in for short. Let's see what happens. I see a lot of these longs coming in. They're not huge longs, but they're kind of, the attitude's turning more towards the negative now. Add components, maximize. I should have a couple top step windows open. Actually, I wonder if I could like have another one and maximize that. I wonder what would happen. Let's see. What if I go like this and then bonk a new one, right? And then could I maximize this? How would that look? Let's see what happens. I would yeah, it works. I'll have to keep this over to the side, but I like to have this up. I think that's kind of cool. I like to be able to see this. This is wonderful. Because now we're seeing some big buys come in. That's nice. We're seeing that. Is it going to turn it around? We're right there at that point. Settings. We are at the yesterday's value area low. So we'll see if that's going to be a bounce spot or not. Let's go to 15 seconds. Could we see a bounce there? It would be a logical spot to bounce. Let's look at the chart here, 15-second for NASDAQ futures. What do we got going on here? Indicators, well, the tangent for the MACD on the 15-second would like to do something. I'm kind of waiting for a cross there. What I might actually do is put in an alert right now and just do, let's see, we're looking at this. We're looking at MACD. And this is basically rising to falling. No, I want crossing up once. So MACD, not histogram, the MACD, you want crossing up over the MACD signal. So I want to know when on the 15-second chart here, because I could short, but whether I short or not, I'm going to put this alert in so I can see, because when we get that positive tangent, and we get the that's going to be a good moment. But right now we are free falling. We're definitely, this is just a a dump market today. Not too powerful, but we are at a logical possible bounce spot. Let's go to a 4-hour chart here and see if we can see some of the action. Are we at a place where we could bounce? Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's a tough day or a good day. It's a beautiful day. Let's look at, let's go back to the, I might also wait for like the, we're kind of crazy here. And I know should get better at my shorting, but I just don't really see it right now. We're below the 75 moving average and the 5 and the 10 moving average. You can see the this cool indicator that we use. It's just called Lux Algo. Just look for Lux Algo trend lines with breaks, and it does make these trend lines, as you can see. So if we look, we're kind of in, if you can see it, like a wedge pattern, and we're definitely towards the negative side there. So let's just see what happens. Yeah, this is 4 hours though, but let's go to like 2 minutes. Actually, let's real quick. Oh, no way. Did that actually cross? Let's go back to 15 seconds here. Did that cross? No friggin' way. So 15-second. We just had, oh, it crossed and then it changed its mind, I guess. It crossed for a moment, but then it didn't keep going. So I don't quite see the energy right now to short. I'm kind of like in a holding pattern. Is this going to be our bull signal on the easy entry exit? MACD on the 15-second starting to look kind of good. But really, I learned yesterday, that when you have this much dump energy, to be cautious, because so let's just leave that where it's at for a moment. I remind everybody again, I love maximizing this now. I'm going to keep always doing that and putting it over to the side where I can see it, because this is awesome. I love the order book. I really think it helps us know what's going on. It's just Top Step, I believe, what it's seeing here, but what else matters, Are we going to descend down to the purple line here, which was of interest as well? The purple was yesterday's low. So might we actually hit yesterday's low again? That was 19,818. Wow. So now we're in this zone right now where it's like, what's going on here? Boom, 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 boom. We'll see if it actually, moves. Let's look at zero hedge while we're waiting and see about news and crazy stuff like that. Let me just check on something here. My phone beeped at me. What does it want? And we'll look at some crypto while we're here. We'll have a little bit of fun. And dun, 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 dun. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry to. Okay. Anyway, looking at post debate. Who cares? Tesla shares dip after reporting deliveries. Crystal ball isn't enough. If you give an investor the next day's news 24 hours in advance, he would go bust in less than a year. That's interesting. Rebound in jobs, America's stunning and growing dependence on government aid and pictures. That's kind of interesting. Futures slide, oil jumps as Middle East tensions soar. Is that from today? Yeah, interesting. What are they talking about here? Okay. So, all right. Not going to spend too much time on that, but that's the news. Okay. We're stacking up. Whew, a lot of longs and shorts. We'll see where that's actually headed. Looks like we're actually making a move, are we? Let's see. Oh my gosh. And did I catch it? No, I didn't. I was screwing around. It's just, this is a tough one. But But we did have, in retrospect, we did have a positive MACD cross here, on the 15-second at a positive cross. I wasn't sure which way it's going to go. It just totally took off. Look at that, wonderful. But now I wouldn't chase this, unfortunately. Oh, now in the green on the 15-second. Interesting. Let's look at the 2-minute. Is that a play we could do? 2-minute pushing hard. That's a nice looking trade there. 2-minute MACD. Will that cross positive? That's very interesting, and we're coming up on the 75 moving average. We're about to get the 5 to cross the 8. Let's see what happens when the 5 crosses the 8 and the MACD turns positive. I might get my buy trigger finger ready here, a small market buy. Oh, but look at this. There's the VWAP and what's happening. 15-second chart. You're seeing a rejection off that VWAP from yesterday. Oh, that 15-second VWAP. Oh. Interesting. I mean, people are shying away. They're not sure. Here we are there. Waiting for that. I really like the idea of a 2-minute positive MACD. Wouldn't mind the Trendillo being green, but that's a ways from now. But still, even waiting for that Trendillo to turn green could be profitable. Squeeze indicators looking better. We do have a lot of volume, as you can see in the candles recently. These 2-minute candles, definitely a lot of energy pushing things around. So that's kind of interesting. I like what I'm seeing there. And now this candle here is this new one here for the 2-minute, very low volume so far. It's not really too perky. And I bet you if we look at Top Step X, yep, the VWAP on the 15-second is showing to be a difficult spot to get over. How's the order book look? A mix of longs and shorts. Well, there you go. It's a tough day in the market. Will it break above and cruise? They're looking at on the 2-minute, the 75 moving average is right above our heads. So I'm like, oh man, I just don't see right now a break being, that much energy flowing into a breakout. I almost think it could go positive and maybe that could be a scalp. But then I'd be like out in a second after that. And then I'd be hopping in probably a short because most likely it's going to reject off that 75 moving average. Yeah, wait and see. That's one of the things I have with, trading right now is I have this very small window I can trade in the morning. If I had more time, then I would just sit back and chill and do things and be watching and just get like the perfect ins and outs. But that's just not always the way it goes. What else is there to look at? Let's look at, while this figures out what it wants to do, let's for fun look at BTC USD on Coinbase. Let's use a 15-second candle where we are seeing a bit of a bump. Looks like Bitcoin might be getting ready to do something there. Let's use, these are the futures indicators, which work great anywhere for anything. But I'm going to look at Coinbase here, BTC versus USD again. And looking at a 4-hour chart, you can see we have this beautiful upwards channel here for Bitcoin that did not really play out. It played out just fine. What am I saying? But we definitely broke to the low side of that upwards channel. And that is totally fine. That happens. But look where we're at now. So we broke out, but we are hitting that 4-hour 200 and 314 moving average. And also, there's an interesting Fibonacci number right there that I'm seeing from, I must be grabbing from a longer time frame. Let's look at a daily here. Yeah. And what we're seeing there is the 382. Not a place I really like to play too much. I must have been pulling in some data from, I was pulling in where was that from? Yeah, I went way back here to like November of 2022. But it kind of fits. This really is pretty sticky. You can see that this fib sequence does play out. One of the things that I kind of think about is kind of a failed W pattern there, but the 382 is there. I'm sorry, we're actually at the 236 looking at this. In general, if I'm going to play the fib, the 5.5 or the 618 golden pocket is where I like to actually find those bounces. Hmm. But we do, as we can see here, if I was to grab a shape, you can see right here that this area has definitely been a place of support and resistance. So this would be a legit place to bounce. Looking at here on the daily, one thing I'd kind of like to do is go back to the 4 hour for Bitcoin, and we will clear the chart here, get rid of the riffraff, and just look at right here what we've got going on. If we were to do a fib sequence right here, let's grab that wick. Let's go up here. Where are we actually bouncing? So we're bouncing on the, of course, the 200 moving average and the 314 moving average. We're below the 382, but we're above the dot five. I like a dot five bounce a lot better. I would trust it more, but we're in an interesting spot. We're only wicking down to the 200. The bodies of the candles are kind of sticking to the 382. So I just don't see it as the most powerful bounce spot. But it certainly could. Let's go to the 45-minute chart, which really tends to be pretty effective here with Bitcoin. And we can see we've given a lot back. The squeeze is starting to look positive. I mean, it's starting to move towards the positive direction. We have not too great a volume, really, but we do have. I need to start using this indicator here on my crypto charts too. Actually, the volume analysis. It's great because it doesn't just do buy and sell; it combines them. And so it means a little bit more. I love the volume indicator. Directional index is looking good, the red here, and the ADX is looking good. So, and also if I was to throw in an indicator, if I was to throw in the MACD right now, weird sound, the MACD, we're seeing yeah, we definitely dipped down into the important territory. We're coming back up. We kind of faked out there for a second, but the tangent is looking kind of positive. We're in the right spot on the MACD for the 45-minute chart. So, if I was a betting man and I wanted to long Bitcoin this morning, I think I could see myself doing it. And also with that positive energy, I think there are futures for it, and you can play that game as well. So let's see. So looking at what we got going on here, I like on the 2 minute we have a positive MACD cross. The easy entry exit is looking towards the green. The squeeze indicator is beginning to turn positive. ADX and the Trendillo are kind of leaning off right now. I'm just not seeing that like a lot of energy like so far this morning. How's the order book look? Order book still a mix of green and red. I really am just sensing a sort of sideways indifference. Nobody's really trying too hard this morning, though I'm sure some people are because we're seeing big volume right here. But these are pure scalp trades. I mean, these are like 15-second trades here. This is difficult, but it's good too. So we're above the 200 moving. I'm sorry, we're above the 5 moving average. 5 is above the 8, and let me actually make sure that that's actually 8 right now. It is okay. So we're in the right spot. We're above the 5 moving average, but we're below the 75, and it's a 2-minute chart. And so I'm just not sensing the greatest energy right now. What I almost think we might see if I was a betting man is go up here to the 75 moving average and find a rejection there. I'm just kind of guessing. This was a nice little run right here, kind of a relief rally, but I'm kind of feeling like unless we really get a change in attitude of the market, I'm kind of we'll see what happens. I'm kind of sensing downwards motion until we get up, and that's fine too. Are we in that space between like a dump and then eventually those little relief rallies and dump relief rallies and then eventually move back up? I'm not really feeling confident enough to short or long right this very second. If I was really hardcore, I'd get in that 15-second chart and I'd watch. I mean, right now we're kind of positive on the 15-second, but I'm just feeling somewhat conservative this morning, and I really just want to get in the certain ones, certain trades. 15-second, that MACD, see, it was positive. Now it's getting ready to flirt with trending low again. MACD is not, the Trendillo and RSI are not too exciting. I mean, really, it's just, you can kind of see where in these 15-second charts, if you were trading like 5 and 8 moving average crosses, Like if you had that set up to algorithmically trade, maybe you'd be making some money. I think if I look at it, you probably have enough variance there to make a little bit of money doing that. So, right now we're negative. We'll see what happens. If it can give enough back, maybe I'll get in a long, but I wouldn't even short this. It's just too tight for me right now. I'm kind of lending towards a little bit of desire for certainty this morning. Maybe just because I lost money yesterday, so I'm being careful. But let's get this dump out of the way here, and see what we can do after that. And I got to run in a second, but let's look at the rest of the market. Microsoft, upwards trend in general. We'll see. Apple definitely kind of a little bit of well, it's like let's go to a 2-minute chart here, just so we can see a little bit more. Microsoft trying to rally this morning on the 2-minute chart. We'll see. Looks kind of positive. Apple, it's a lot like the NASDAQ, downwards trend, trying to break out of it. We'll see if it does. NVIDIA, nice perky morning this morning. That definitely was a good thing to be in this morning. I like what I'm seeing there. NVIDIA in general looks good. That might be a good long this morning. I mean, old faithful there, NVIDIA. I think you can play NVIDIA. I'm sure you can on Top Step. I mean, NVIDIA. I'll have to find that. I don't know what that contract is. I'll have to get that to add it to my favorites, because NVIDIA could be a great one to play, especially on days like this where I kind of have confidence we're probably going to NVIDIA will probably, it's breaking that 75 moving average right now. And also if it moves, it'll probably bring the NASDAQ up with it. Looking at crude this morning, how is it doing? Continuing sideways after a rally yesterday. Crude pushing. Oh my God, look at that. Crude is a place to be. CL1. I need to look it up myself, but also ask Robert what some of the tickers on Top Step are for these things. So I think crude is about to go nuts right now. Seriously, I think so. I think crude's going to do some crazy stuff this morning. Looking at silver. Silver continues a nice upwards rally today. How about gold? Gold futures, continuing a sideways rally, kind of trailing off this morning a little bit. How's the NAS doing again? NASDAQ. Overall, I guess it is kind of seeing on the 2-minute chart, a nice little upwards momentum here. This is a nice chart right now. I just kind of got a feeling that if it makes a little move, I think we're going to see like an instant rejection off that 75 MA, which is fine. But I'm kind of looking to either, get a positive Trendillo in the green and get the squeeze looking a little bit greener, and MACD's looking good. Not quite ready to long, not quite ready to short. I'm kind of thinking that most likely I may end up shorting off of a 75 moving average rejection. I'm kind of thinking that could happen, especially if around the same time you're followed by a 5 and an 8 moving average cross. So anyway, guys, I got to kind of get to the office. I got to move my butt this morning. Sorry I'm not on very long. Sorry I kind of got a little bit late. I think Robert probably was already on, made his money, and took off. This is all just for, I don't know, fun and profit. So neither of us, has to show up, but it's nice at least when I do, right? So that, something happens. Always optional for Robert. We do this stuff for fun. And anyway, are we going to see that 75 moving average, on the 2-minute chart rejection? No, we're not. Is this what it's going to do today? Look at that. Is that thing going to just keep running? That's looking pretty positive. Let's go to 15 seconds. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of positive energy. What I might do here, and you guys can be my witness, will I make a dime today? So market buy. Did it buy? Let's see. There we go. There's the buy, and there is the sell. Boom. $177 this morning. There we go. And I bet you if I stayed in, it would probably, until market close, it probably would be a positive thing. So anyway, made $177 this morning. It's all really about, just wait for that just damn perfect entry. And what's happening now, we're already trailing off, and I have a sneaking suspicion that that kind of makes sense. The indicators are beginning to turn around really quickly here in the 15-second chart. And, what are we seeing here in Top Step X? What was this trend line here? On the 15-second, actually, no, I was seeing it on the 2-minute chart here. Yeah, 2-minute chart, look at that. It wicked right to a line of interest here, and it's getting rejected from there. But also, what did we see? I forget it was. There's a moving average or something. Was it, I think here on the 2-minute chart. Yeah, I'm sorry. We did cross that 75 moving average on the 2-minute, and in general, we're looking pretty good. But I'm surprised it didn't reject there, but it didn't. So maybe we're actually seeing some energy in the market. 5-minute charts looking pretty good. Look at that. We might just be getting started. We're getting ready to see a 5-minute. Sorry about that. We're getting ready to see a 5-minute positive MACD cross. That would be glorious. So honestly, maybe we're seeing a reversal. 5-minute just got a positive 5 and 8 moving average cross. So, wow, if I had a little bit more time, I think I'd probably get in the shorter time frame, get back down to the 15-second, and I would watch it and maybe watch that 15-second cross of the 5 and the 8, and watch the MACD as well. And we'll see what happens. Are we gonna keep these energons today or what? Anyway, guys, I got to roll. But we made a few dollars, $177. Not bad. I like that. I think we're seeing that reversal here, maybe a move. Let's see what rolls. Let's see what happens. And this line here, that yellow line, I made that with the 2-minute chart, right? Yeah, 75 moving average on the 2-minute. And so are we going to come down and find support on that 75 moving average, or just plummet right past it? Hard to know, but we made a little bit of money, and that's good. There we go. Short time. I bet you will see find support on that 75 moving average on the 15-second chart. Anyway, I would keep trading, but I got to roll. So as you can see, the power of the 5 moving average and the 8 moving average crossing, because it's not always every time. But look at that, a 15-second chart. That would have been a great time to buy. 15-second chart, a sweet time to sell. So the power of the 5 and the 8 moving average is wonderful. Anyway, everybody, take care, and I'll see you guys probably Friday. And I'll see if I can get Robert on. Maybe I'll show up on time so he knows it's going to happen. Take care.